the strength in silence. We live in an age of constant noise, social media updates, endless opinions, negative news cycles, and the expectations of others pulling us in every direction. Everyone seems to have an opinion about what we should be doing, thinking, or feeling. We're bombarded with distractions, both external and internal, that make it difficult to focus on what truly matters. But what if the key to clarity, success, and peace wasn't about doing more, but about ignoring more? Most people don't realize it, but our attention is our most valuable resource. Every time we give it away, carelessly, to negativity, to unnecessary drama, to the opinions of people who don't matter, we weaken our ability to focus on what actually does matter. Successful, happy, and fulfilled people understand something most don't. What you choose to ignore is just as important as what you choose to engage with. Imagine how much lighter life would feel if you stopped caring about things that don't serve you. What if you could ignore toxic relationships without guilt? What if you could dismiss criticism that doesn't help you grow? What if you could walk away from distractions that steal your energy, keeping you from achieving your goals? The ability to ignore is a superpower, and it's one that few people develop. This book is about mastering that superpower. It's about learning how to filter out what drains you so you can focus on what empowers you. It's about ignoring the noise of the world so you can finally hear your own voice. You learn how to stop giving energy to toxic people, break free from the need for validation, and silence the distractions that keep you stuck. Some will mistake ignoring for avoidance or indifference, but in reality, it's a conscious, strategic decision to reclaim your attention. Ignorance is not weakness, it's control. It's the ability to choose where your focus goes, instead of allowing the world to decide for you. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by negativity, distracted by things that don't matter, or drained by trying to please everyone, this book will help you shift your mindset. You will learn how to ignore wisely, protect your peace, and master the art of giving your attention only to the things that truly deserve it. This is your guide to the power of ignoring, a skill that once mastered will change the way you live forever. Chapter 1. The Art of Selective Attention. In a world overflowing with distractions, your attention is your most valuable asset. What you focus on shapes your reality, your emotions, and ultimately your future. The problem is, most people don't control where their attention goes. It's hijacked by notifications, toxic people, unnecessary drama, and fleeting distractions. If you don't take control of your focus, the world will decide for you. The cost of paying attention to the wrong things every time you engage in gossip, get consumed by negativity, or obsess over things beyond your control. You waste precious mental energy. Imagine your attention as a limited currency. If you spend it on meaningless debates, online arguments, or worrying about what others think of you, you'll have nothing left for what truly matters: your growth, your happiness, and your success. Research shows that our brains can only handle so much input before becoming fatigued. The more we expose ourselves to unimportant information, the harder it becomes to focus on meaningful goals. When you constantly react to everything around you, you become mentally exhausted, stressed, and disconnected from your true purpose. What you focus on grows. One of the most powerful truths in life is that whatever you give your attention to, you give power to. If you focus on problems, they seem bigger. If you focus on fear, it paralyzes you. But if you choose to focus on solutions, opportunities, and personal growth, Those things expand. Instead, the most successful people in the world aren't necessarily the smartest or most talented. They're just better at filtering out what doesn't serve them. They ignore distractions, meaningless criticism, and unnecessary drama, so they can devote their time and energy to things that push them forward. The power of ignoring the noise. Imagine sitting in a crowded cafe with people talking all around you. If you try to listen to every conversation, you'll feel overwhelmed. But if you tune out the background noise and focus only on the person in front of you, suddenly everything becomes clearer. Life works the same way. You don't have to engage in every argument. You don't have to respond to every negative comment. You don't have to entertain every thought that crosses your mind. You have the power to filter what deserves your attention and what doesn't. Taking back control, start by asking yourself, does this deserve my focus? Will this matter in a year? Is this helping me grow or holding me back? If the answer is no, let it go. The ability to ignore wisely isn't about being indifferent. It's about being intentional. You're not avoiding life, you're choosing what deserves your energy. Mastering selective attention is the first step to taking control of your mind, emotions, and life. The less you give power to distractions, the more you'll be able to create a reality that aligns with your true goals and values. Chapter 2. Ignoring negativity. Fraying yourself from energy drains. Negativity is everywhere. It comes from people, the media, and even from within our own minds. If you let it, negativity will consume your energy, rob your motivation, and keep you stuck in a cycle of frustration. But what if you could simply ignore it? Most people react to negativity without thinking. They argue with toxic people, dwell on criticism, and replay negative experiences in their minds. But engaging with negativity only strengthens its hold over you. The more you focus on negative energy, the more power it has in your life. The key to freedom is learning to disengage. Recognizing energy drains. Not all negativity is obvious. Some of it disguises itself as concern, advice, or even love. Here are common sources of negativity that drain your energy. Toxic people, those who constantly complain, criticize, or spread drama. Unsolicited opinions, people who tell you what you can or can't do, based on their own fears. Self-doubt, the inner voice that tells you you're not good enough. The news and social media, a never-ending cycle of fear, outrage, and comparison. Past mistakes, the guilt or regret that keeps you from moving forward. If you allow these forces to take up space in your mind, they will shape your emotions and decisions. Learning to ignore negativity is not about being naive or unaware. It's about refusing to let it control you. How to stop giving negativity power. 1. Choose not to engage. You don't have to respond to every insult, argument, or criticism. When someone tries to pull you into their negativity, simply don't participate. Let them waste their energy while you protect yours. 2. Set boundaries. If certain people always bring negativity into your life, limit your time with them. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your energy. Distance yourself from those who drain you and surround yourself with those who uplift you. 3. Train your mind to filter negativity. Just because a thought enters your mind doesn't mean you have to entertain it. When you notice yourself dwelling on negativity, practice shifting your focus. Ask yourself, does this thought help me Is this something I can control? What can I focus on instead? By doing this, you weaken negativity's influence over you. 4. Ignore the fear of what others think. Many people stay stuck because they fear judgment. The truth is, no matter what you do, people will have opinions. Ignore them. If you let the fear of others' thoughts dictate your life, you'll never fully live. Reclaiming your energy, imagine how much lighter you'd feel if you stopped engaging with negativity. Instead of wasting energy on things that drain you, you could use it to build the life you actually want. Ignoring negativity is not avoidance. It's self-respect. The less power you give to what holds you back, the more freedom you gain to move forward. Chapter 3. Ignoring the need for approval, one of the biggest traps in life, is the constant desire for validation. From childhood, we are conditioned to seek approval from parents, teachers, friends, and eventually, society as a whole. We want to be liked, accepted, and praised. But living for approval is a prison, and the key to freedom is learning to ignore the need for it. The cost of seeking validation. When you base your decisions on what others think, you give away control of your life. You hesitate to take risks because you fear judgment. You hold back your opinions because you don't want to offend. You chase goals that aren't even yours just to impress people who may not even care. The result? A life that feels empty, because it was never truly yours to begin with. Relying on external validation is exhausting because the goalpost always moves. Today, you're praised. Tomorrow, you're criticized. If your self-worth depends on approval, you'll be trapped in an endless cycle of chasing something you can never fully control. Why people's opinions don't matter most of the time. People's opinions say more about them than about you. Their judgments are shaped by their fears, insecurities, and limited experiences. They are not living your life. They do not walk in your shoes. And they are not responsible for your happiness. You are. The truth is, people are too busy worrying about themselves to care about you as much as you think. The fear of judgment is often just an illusion. Even if someone does judge you, it won't change your life unless you let it. How to stop needing approval. 1. Define your own standards instead of measuring success by how others see you. Decide what success looks like for you. Ask yourself, what kind of life do I want? What truly makes me happy? If no one else had an opinion, what would I choose? When you set your own standards, external approval becomes irrelevant. 2. Accept that not everyone will like you no matter what you do. Some people will disapprove. That's life. Trying to please everyone is impossible and unnecessary. The moment you accept that being liked by everyone is not a requirement for success or happiness, you set yourself free. 3. Trust yourself more than others. People will always have opinions, but only you have to live with the consequences of your choices. Learn to trust your own judgment over the noise of outside voices. Confidence comes from within, not from external validation. 4. Practice doing things without approval. Start small. Make decisions without asking for second opinions. Post something online without worrying about likes. Say no without explaining yourself. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to live for yourself. The freedom of letting go when you stop needing approval. life becomes lighter. You make choices based on what aligns with your values, not on what others expect. You take risks without fear of judgment. You stop wasting energy worrying about opinions that don't serve you. Ignoring the need for approval isn't about being arrogant or careless. It's about reclaiming ownership of your life. The moment you stop seeking permission to be yourself is the moment you finally become free. Chapter 4. Ignoring distractions. Every day, we are bombarded with things that pull us away from what truly matters. But success, whether in your career, relationships, or personal growth, comes down to one thing: your ability to focus on what moves you forward and ignore everything else. The hidden cost of distractions. Distractions don't just steal your time. They drain your mental energy, scatter your attention, and prevent you from making real progress. The more you allow yourself to be distracted, the harder it becomes to concentrate. Over time, this leads to procrastination. Small distractions pull you away from important work, making it harder to start or finish tasks. Lack of deep work. Without focused time, you never reach a state of deep concentration where your best ideas and efforts happen. Mental fatigue. Constantly switching between tasks exhausts your brain, leaving you drained and unproductive. Missed opportunities. While you're busy scrolling, watching, or reacting, someone else is out there taking action and getting ahead. The ability to ignore distractions is a superpower in a world where most people are addicted to them. If you can master it, you will instantly separate yourself from the majority. How to take control of your focus. 1. Identify your biggest distractions. Distractions come in many forms: social media, television, unnecessary conversations, or even your own thoughts. Pay attention to what steals your focus the most. Once you recognize your biggest distractions, you can start eliminating them. 2. Control your environment. Your surroundings dictate your focus. If you work in a space full of distractions, staying productive will be nearly impossible. Create an environment that supports deep focus. Put your phone on silent or in another room. Use website blockers to limit time-wasting sites. Set up a clutter-free space that signals work mode. 3. Train your mind to resist urges. Distraction is often an impulse. You get bored, so you check your phone. You hit a hard moment in work, so you switch to something easier. The key is to pause before reacting. When you feel the urge to check social media or get up for no reason, stop and ask, is this helping me move forward? Do I really need to do this right now? Over time, you'll strengthen your ability to resist distractions. 4. Set clear priorities. If you don't know what's important, everything will feel like a priority. Each day, define your top 3 tasks and commit to completing them before anything else. When you know what truly matters, ignoring distractions becomes easier. 5. Work in focused blocks of time. Instead of trying to concentrate for hours at a time, break your work into deep focus sessions. Use the Pomodoro technique or set a timer for 45-60 minutes, then take a short break. This allows you to work with intense focus while preventing burnout. 6. Cut out unnecessary input. Your brain can only handle so much information. If you're constantly consuming news, gossip, or random entertainment, your focus will weaken. Be selective about what you allow into your mind. The less unnecessary input you take in, the sharper your focus will become. The power of focused attention. When you learn to ignore distractions, you take back control of your time, energy, and mental clarity. You become more productive, more creative, and more disciplined. The world will always try to pull you in different directions, but your power lies in choosing what deserves your attention. Those who master their focus control their future. Ignore the noise, protect your attention, and watch how quickly your life transforms. Chapter 5. Ignoring fear. Taking action despite doubt. Fear is one of the greatest barriers to success. It stops people from taking risks, pursuing their dreams, and stepping outside their comfort zones. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, and fear of the unknown keep people trapped in mediocrity. But the truth is, fear is not a sign to stop. It's a test to see if you're willing to move forward. The ability to ignore fear and take action anyway is what separates those who succeed from those who never try. The lies fear tells you fear whispers doubts into your mind, convincing you that you're not good enough. You're not ready yet. You'll fail and embarrass yourself. Other people will judge you. But these are just illusions. The reality is, no one is ever fully ready. You learn by doing. Failure is part of growth. Every mistake is a lesson. Most people are too busy with their own lives to care about yours. Success comes to those who act despite fear, not those who wait for fear to disappear. How to ignore fear and take action. 1. Reframe fear as a sign of growth. Fear often appears when you're about to do something that challenges you. Instead of seeing it as a warning, recognize it as proof that you're stepping outside your comfort zone. And that's exactly where growth happens. 2. Take small steps first. If fear is overwhelming, start small. If you're afraid of public speaking, practice in front of one person. If you're afraid of starting a business, work on a small side project. Action weakens fear. The more you do something, the less scary it becomes. 3. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? Fear often exaggerates reality. Ask yourself, what's the absolute worst outcome? Usually, it's not as bad as your mind makes it seem. And even if the worst happens, can you recover? The answer is almost always yes. 4. Stop overthinking and just start. The longer you sit in fear, the stronger it grows. Overthinking leads to paralysis. The best way to overcome fear is to take action before your mind has time to talk you out of it. 5. Accept that fear will always exist. Fear never fully disappears. Even the most successful people feel fear. They just don't let it control them. The difference is they act despite fear instead of waiting for it to go away. The freedom of ignoring fear. When you stop letting fear dictate your actions, you open yourself to new opportunities, experiences, and achievements. You stop watching from the sidelines and start creating the life you want. Fear loses its power when you refuse to listen to it. Fear will always knock at your door. You decide whether to let it in or ignore it and move forward. Chapter 6. Ignoring negative people. Protecting your mindset. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your mindset, confidence, and success. Some will support and encourage you, while others will criticize, doubt, or try to bring you down. If you listen to negative people, their words will plant seeds of doubt in your mind, making it harder to believe in yourself. Ignoring negativity is not about arrogance. It's about protecting your mental space. and staying focused on your growth. Why people try to hold you back. Negative people often discourage others for a few key reasons. Their own insecurities. They project their fears and failures onto you because they don't believe they could do it themselves. Fear of change. When you start improving, it reminds them of their own lack of progress. Instead of growing, they try to pull you back to their level. Jealousy. Some people resent those who take action while they remain stuck. Instead of being inspired, they choose to criticize. Lack of vision. They can't see what's possible because they've never pushed themselves beyond their own limits. The truth is, their opinions are a reflection of them, not you. The moment you stop letting negativity affect you, you take back control of your mindset. How to ignore negative people. 1. Stop seeking validation from the wrong people. Not everyone will support you, and that's okay. If you constantly seek approval from those who don't believe in you, you'll never move forward. Instead, focus on those who uplift and challenge you. 2. Set boundaries. If certain people are always negative, limit your exposure to them. You don't have to cut them out completely, but don't engage in conversations that drain your energy or make you doubt yourself. Protect your mental space. 3. Prove them wrong with action. The best way to respond to doubters is through results. Instead of arguing or explaining yourself, let your progress speak for itself. Over time, your success will silence the critics. 4. Strengthen your own belief. If you believe in yourself fully, negative opinions won't shake you. Build confidence by taking action, learning from mistakes, and focusing on your own path. When you trust yourself, the noise from others won't matter. 5. Choose your inner circle wisely. Surround yourself with people who inspire, challenge, and push you forward. Find mentors, join communities of like-minded individuals, and seek out those who encourage growth. The right environment makes all the difference. Your life, your choices at the end of the day. You are the one who has to live with the consequences of your decisions. Not negative people will always exist, but you don't have to listen to them. Ignore the doubters. Stay focused on your goals and let your success be your response. Chapter 7. Ignoring distractions. Mastering focus in a noisy world. In a world filled with endless notifications, constant entertainment, and limitless access to information, focus has become one of the rarest and most valuable skills. Distractions are everywhere, pulling you away from your goals, delaying progress, and keeping you from reaching your full potential. If you want to succeed, you must master the ability to ignore distractions and take control of your attention. The hidden cost of distractions. Every time you give in to distractions, you lose more than just time. You lose momentum, energy, and the ability to make real progress. The impact of distractions includes reduced productivity, constant interruptions, prevent deep work, making tasks take twice as long, weakened discipline. Giving in to small distractions lowers your ability to resist. Increased stress, multitasking, and scattered attention lead to mental exhaustion. Lost opportunities. Every hour spent on distractions is an hour not spent improving, learning, or building something meaningful. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or potential. They fail because they let distractions control them instead of the other way around. how to ignore distractions and regain focus. 1. Identify your biggest time wasters. The first step to eliminating distractions is recognizing them. What steals your focus the most? Social media, TV, unnecessary notifications. Be honest about what's pulling you away from your priorities. 2. Control your environment. Your surroundings play a huge role in your ability to focus. Create a space designed for deep work. This means eliminating noise, putting your phone on silent, and removing anything that tempts you to procrastinate. Set clear boundaries. Let people know when you're unavailable. Silence non-essential notifications. Schedule focus time and avoid unnecessary conversations during productive hours. 4. Train your mind to resist urges. Every time you fight the urge to check your phone, scroll social media, or switch tasks, you strengthen your ability to focus. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. 5. Use time-blocking schedules. Specific time slots for focused work, rest, and entertainment. When you give every activity its own place, you gain control over your day instead of letting distractions control you. 6. Develop a stronger why. When your reason for working is stronger than the temptation to be distracted, focus becomes easier. Keep your goals front and center, and remind yourself why your work matters. The freedom of focus, ignoring distractions, isn't just about working harder. It's about gaining back control over your time, energy, and life. The ability to focus is a competitive advantage in today's world. The more you master it, the more unstoppable you become. Chapter 8. Ignoring the need for instant gratification. Choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure. One of the greatest obstacles to success is the desire for immediate rewards. Instant gratification feels good in the moment, but often comes at the cost of long-term progress. Whether it's indulging in unhealthy habits, avoiding hard work, or chasing quick wins instead of lasting results, the inability to delay gratification can hold you back from reaching your full potential. Why we crave instant gratification. The human brain is wired to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. Modern society has made it easier than ever to satisfy cravings instantly. Food is delivered in minutes, entertainment is available on demand, and social media provides constant validation. But this constant access to quick rewards weakens our ability to wait, work, and struggle for greater rewards in the future. Some common traps of instant gratification include spending money impulsively instead of saving or investing for the future, choosing entertainment over productivity, seeking validation from others instead of developing self-confidence, avoiding hard work in favor of comfort. The power of delayed gratification success requires the ability to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gains. Those who master delayed gratification build stronger habits, achieve greater success, and develop the discipline needed to stay focused on meaningful goals. 1. Train yourself to wait. Start with small things. Wait 5 more minutes before checking your phone. Resist unnecessary purchases or delay eating a treat. Each time you resist instant gratification, you strengthen your self-control. 2. Set long-term goals with clear rewards. When you have a strong reason to wait, patience becomes easier. Define your long-term goals and visualize the benefits of sticking to them. 3. Shift your focus to long-term gains instead of thinking about what you're missing now. Focus on what you're gaining in the future. Ask yourself, is this short-term pleasure worth delaying my success? 4. Develop habits that support discipline. This isn't just about willpower. It's about creating habits that remove temptation. If you struggle with distractions, set up a structured routine. If you overspend, automate savings. If you procrastinate, use a schedule. 5. Celebrate small wins. Delaying gratification doesn't mean waiting forever to feel good. Break your long-term goals into smaller milestones and reward yourself for progress. This keeps motivation high while reinforcing discipline. Long-term success over short-term comfort, ignoring the urge for instant gratification, isn't about denying yourself happiness. It's about choosing the kind of happiness that lasts. Short-term pleasure fades quickly, but the rewards of discipline and patience last a lifetime. Chapter 9. Ignoring the noise, staying focused in a world of opinions, in an era of constant opinions, advice, and commentary. It's easy to become overwhelmed by other people's thoughts about your life, your decisions, and your goals. Whether it's unsolicited advice from family, opinions on social media, or judgment from peers. The noise of others can drown out your own vision and make it harder to stay focused on your path. Ignoring this external noise is essential if you want to stay true to yourself and your goals. The danger of too many opinions. Everyone has an opinion, but not all opinions deserve your attention. Listening to everyone's advice can lead to confusion. Too many voices can blur your own judgment and make you second-guess yourself. Insecurity. Constantly comparing yourself to others can erode your self-esteem and lead to self-doubt. Overwhelm. The sheer amount of external input can make you feel stuck, paralyzed, and uncertain of what to do next. Distraction. Focusing on what others think can pull you away from your own goals and desires. In the end, the most important opinion is your own. Your vision, values, and goals should be what guide your decisions, not the shifting opinions of others. How to ignore the noise and stay focused. 1. Be clear on your own values and goals. When you know who you are and what you want, other people's opinions lose their power. Define your personal values and long-term goals, and use them as a filter for the advice and opinions you hear. If something doesn't align with your vision, ignore it. 2. Limit exposure to unnecessary opinions, social media, news outlets, and even well-meaning friends can overwhelm you with constant updates and feedback. Set boundaries on what you consume and spend more time focusing on your own work and progress. 3. Trust yourself and your intuition. You know yourself better than anyone else. Trust the decisions you make and the inner voice that guides you. Stop seeking validation from others and start trusting your own instincts. 4. Remember that people speak from their own experiences. When people give advice or share their opinions, they're often projecting their own fears, biases, and past experiences onto you. Their advice might not be relevant to your situation. Understand that others don't know your unique circumstances, so their opinions shouldn't dictate your path. 5. Avoid people who drain your energy. Negative or unsupportive people can weigh you down and prevent you from pursuing your goals. Identify those who consistently distract, criticize, or undermine your confidence. Spend less time with them and surround yourself with people who encourage and empower you. The power of unwavering focus. When you ignore the noise, you regain control over your life. You stop letting other people's opinions dictate your actions, and you start living in alignment with your true self. It's not about being dismissive or disrespectful to others. It's about having the courage to trust your own path and block out distractions that don't serve you. Chapter 10. Ignoring past mistakes, letting go of regret, and moving forward. One of the greatest barriers to progress is our tendency to dwell on past mistakes. Regret, guilt, and self-blame can consume us, preventing us from moving forward and learning from our experiences. While it's natural to reflect on the past, it's important to stop letting it control your present and future. Ignoring the weight of past mistakes means releasing the hold they have on your mindset and freeing yourself to move forward with purpose and confidence. Why we hold on to regret. Regret serves no productive purpose unless we use it to learn from our mistakes. However, many people get stuck in a cycle of self-punishment and reflection on things they cannot change. Common reasons we cling to past mistakes include fear of failure. We believe that if we keep thinking about past failures, we can avoid repeating them. Perfectionism. The desire to do everything perfectly can make even small mistakes feel catastrophic. Low self-worth. We feel unworthy of success, love, or happiness because of our past actions or decisions. Attachment to the past. We become emotionally attached to certain events and hold on to them because they feel familiar, even though they no longer serve us. Despite the emotional pull of regret, clinging to the past prevents growth and keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity. It's important to learn from mistakes, but not to let them dictate your future. How to ignore past mistakes and move forward. 1. Reframe your perspective on failure. Instead of seeing your mistakes as failures, view them as learning opportunities. Every misstep teaches you something valuable, whether it's about your approach, your mindset, or your strategy. Mistakes aren't setbacks. They are stepping stones to success. 2. Forgive yourself. Holding on to guilt or shame only keeps you tethered to the past. Forgive yourself for past mistakes and embrace the idea that you are human, not perfect. Once you forgive yourself, you can break free from the weight of regret and move forward with a clean slate. 3. Take responsibility, but don't over-identify. It's important to take responsibility for your actions, but don't over-identify with them. You are not your mistakes. Acknowledge what went wrong, make amends if necessary, and then let go of the guilt that comes with it. 4. Focus on the present moment. Regret often arises when we think about what happened in the past. Instead of focusing on what you can't change, shift your energy toward what you can do right now. Ask yourself, what action can you take today to improve your situation or move closer to your goals? 5. How? Learn to let go in order to move forward. You must learn to release your attachment to the past. Let go of old hurts, disappointments, and negative emotions that no longer serve you. The more you release, the more space you create for new opportunities and growth. The freedom of moving forward when you choose to ignore past mistakes and stop letting them dictate your actions. You unlock your true potential. The past is behind you, and it no longer has the power to shape your future. Let go of the regret, forgive yourself, and step into the future with a renewed sense of purpose and possibility.